The annual event that provides entrepreneurs the platform to display their goods and services will this time round shift its attention to youth enterprises. Several factors are responsible for the careful selection of this year's Marsajula slogan, which is promoting sustainable youth enterprises and self-employment. However, according to CEO Alma Metal, empowering young people who represents the promise of change in society is one reason that stands out.
This is an activity that we want to share with all the stakeholders in youth development and youth enterprises. And we hope that it would be an event that everybody would remember. We hope also that it would be a process whereby youth enterprises would be giving sufficient and adequate exposure. We hope that the Marsa Jula for 2012 in West Coast region would promote self-employment. It would also showcase innovations in science and technology. It would display the available skills that our young people possess. It would also help to promote micro, small and medium enterprises.
This development is welcomed by the West Coast Region Governor, who describes youths as a critical component of any national development agenda.
If we can all recall, some years ago, His Excellency Sheikh Professor Al-Hadi, Dr. A.J. Jammeh, President of the Gambia, has formulated the national youth policy that advocates and also dictates how the youth should be highly entrepreneurs in this country, and also to ensure that they also participate in national development. Taking into the fact that the country's population is very, very youthful, and we cannot develop the country in the absence of the youths.
For Marcel Mendy of the National Youth Council, exposing youth entrepreneurs in a bid to showcase innovations in science and technology is a move in the right direction.
Young people have always been accused of being lazy. Young people have always been accused of being not very willing. Young people have been accused of being not very productive. So we thought this will be an opportunity for young people to showcase what they've got. This will be an opportunity for young people to expose what is hidden in them. And that is why as a National Youth Council, we are more than willing. We are so much happy and appreciative of the partnership that we now have gotten with the GCCI in terms of organizing this Marsa Jula.
If we are trying to come up with an initiative like this that will primarily look at involving young people in promoting enterprise development and calling it Marsa Jula for the first time, patronizing young people, we will want to agree that it came at a very right time. And here I must say, we in NEDI are very much appreciative of this initiative, and we are perfectly and readily behind it all the way.
The event, which is scheduled for October this year, is expected to draw youth enterprises from across all regions. For GRTS News, I am Fatou Jassi.
The trial against former police chief Ensa Baje and 2 former military officers has been rescheduled to October for continuation. The court, presided over by Justice Emmanuel Kerr, today heard from the 5th defense witness. Ibrahim Ajata was following proceedings and he now reports.
Police chief Ensa Baje, along with 2 ex-army officers Kulute Mane and Mahmoud Seka, are facing more than 50 criminal charges at the High Court Special Criminal Division. The state rested its case some time ago after calling 16 witnesses amid the admission of various documents, and the accused persons have since opened their defense in the trial, with several witnesses testifying on their behalf. Lawyers for the accused had filed a subpoena summoning some witnesses to appear in order to testify in the ongoing defense. Leading seaman Babakar Ndao of the Gambia Navy is the first of such witnesses who were subpoenaed by the defense to give evidence in the trial at the Special Criminal Court. Ndao identified the former police chief Ensa Baje and recalled the year 2005 when he was on a UN peacekeeping mission in Sudan at the same time with the ex-IGP who was on civil police duties in Darfur. In July 2005, leading seaman Ndao related that when he was coming on vacation to the Gambia, he was given some money in dollars by Ensa Baje to hand over to his brother Usman Baji, whom he said was the then State Guard commander. Under cross-examination, Dow said the money was sealed in an envelope and he wasn't present when it was being sealed. Neither did he tamper with it. The witness, who is the fourth one called by the defense, however, agreed with the Director of Public Prosecutions that he could only presume that it was money. The witness was eventually discharged when lawyer Boriture declined to re-examine, and the case was adjourned to the 8th and 9th of October for continuation. Ibrahim Ajata, GRTS.
Members of Dry Oyster Women's Association have been planting mangrove seedlings at the Tambi Westland sites in Old Joswang and Fajikunda. Babukar Kamara has more on the exercise that saw the participation of stakeholders like the Minister of Fisheries and Water Resources.
Using the mangroves, so we think that they should be involved in replenishing the mangroves when it's due. So we bring them together and look for help. This is, as you can see, this has been funded by Jeff Global Environmental Funding, and they gave us some small money. We started last year, as you can see over there. We did it last year, and this rainy season we wanted to continue. And the women are very happy to do that. I mean, because they know that these are the mangroves that have been destroyed, and they are going to use the mangroves in the future, so that they're happy to be involved in replanting the mangroves.
It is their passion born out of self-reliant initiative for the use of marine resources as their daily survival. They earn their living from oysters and have been in constant organized group across the country since 2007.
This is a very important ecosystem where they earn their livelihoods, and it is important for them to protect the ecosystem so that they can continue to derive their income and livelihoods from this place. As you can see, this place has been highly degraded over the years, and what they are basically trying to do is to restore the ecosystem so that it becomes more productive in terms of, producing more oysters.
They are back this time around replenishing the degraded wetlands, constantly affected by increasing unfriendly environmental activities. For years they benefited from marine ecosystem and are reconsidering their plight of giving back to the benevolence of nature for their sweat was a lucrative sum of investment.
We are composed of members from Joswang, Kamalo and Banjul who are here currently. Our reason for this site is that the place is fertile and oysters from this site are usually very big.
When it comes to the oysters, which is part of the fisheries as well, the sparks need to have a solid ground to attach you to be able to grow, to mature. And for that reason, they use the mangroves, stems to attach to. So what the, Dry Oyster is doing, that's why I call it help to self-help, because that's their livelihood in the, harvesting, processing and marketing of oysters for their livelihood. And for that reason, they also come to contribute in the ecosystem, in the habitat, by regenerating the propagules of the mangroves for it to grow again. And apart from that component, when it comes to the fisheries direct, in other sense, when it comes to fish and fishery species, it's a spawning and nursery ground for fish and fishery species. It's very important. Without them, to be honest with you, most of our fish species would disappear, and some of them would migrate to other parts of the sub-region.
The mangrove planting exercise is aimed at promoting the sustainable use of marine resources through the regeneration of environmental-friendly ecosystem for their livelihood. Similar activities were also held at Fajikunda and Kumune. Babukar Kamara, GRTS.
You can monitor GRTS Radio live on our website at www.grts.gm. That takes us to our first break. We'll be right back.
What's your AfriCell number?
773.
What's your mobile number?
735.
What's your AfriCell number?
746.
What's your number?
My number is 215. 2?
You mean 72?
No, it's 2, and I am AfriCell 2.
AfriCell 2? Hey, hey!
Yes, 2 is AfriCell 2.
Hey, hey!
AfriCell introduces the new AfriCell series, the number 2.
Welcoming the number 2 to the AfriCell family.
From now on, the AfriCell lines will not only start with the number 7, but also with the number 2.
Get a new AfriCell SIM card now that starts with the number 2.
So now I can get an AfriCell number that starts with the number 2?
Yes, and when you receive a call from a number starting with the number 2, it's one of the new AfriCell lines calling you. My mobile number is 2, and
we are AfriCell 2!
Welcome back. Libya's national transitional government has handed